Good morning, everybody, and welcome back from your Christmas vacation. Not that you went away on vacation, but at least you had a couple of days off. More importantly, you had time to spend with your family. Again, as I mentioned, I apologize for letting my personal life come into what we do here on Friday. Very tough time of the year for me. It happens every year, 19 years now. It will be 20 years next year, and I will be there. So next year, Christmas, I will not be here in the chat room. Glacier will have gone IPO by then anyway, and a lot of you guys won't be here either. Uh, Going into this week, slow week, last week of the year, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nothing on the schedule until Friday afternoon, Friday morning, Chicago PMI. Quite a few bill auctions that are happening middle of the afternoon, and you kind of want to pay attention to the middle of the afternoon period. As you remember last week on Wednesday, Wednesday, the 20th. What was the 20th? Whatever, Wednesday. Uh, Later in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, zero DTE 4760 puts, only 60 cents. Boom, 59.60, almost 10,000%. You had it again on Thursday. Later in the afternoon on Thursday, right around 3 o'clock, mentioned there, your 47.15 puts, high risk play, $1.50, something like that. 47.30 calls as well, high risk play, $1.70, $1.50. Didn't go the puts way, went the calls way, and wound up going to $17. So not a lot of money. It needs to be on the table. A lot of reward that is there on these zero DTEs later in the end of the day. On Thursday or Friday, I wasn't there. I did notice Nancy was posting in the room, and although, again, it's completely up to those people that are watching. I saw not only her, she got a 80 cents to 8.80, another one 80 cents to 12.25, paid for everything, left it on the table. And then you started seeing other people that were involved, and you had MK that was involved, and you had Chicken Fried that was involved. And it was a fantastic little end of the week. You're going to get that same thing as we go into this week in those later afternoon, very small position required, very decent type of return that you can get, because we are getting a little bit of range. 8 green weeks. We're going on to the 9th one, trying Trump. It's the end of the year. Nothing to look at that, because last year, all of us were looking for a Santa Claus rally. We wound up getting a red week that closed down 8 points, 4 red weeks in a row. Never, ever ripped out the bottom prior to going into the new year. Full moon today, 47.78. The highs from Wednesday fits inside the +3, -3 full moon window. However, 46.97, 46.97.82 also fits inside that full moon window. So, monitoring both of those, very obviously, as we go into the end of this week and beginning portion of 2024. 2024, 32 trades. Going to do that program. Knock it off right at the beginning of the year. Credit spreads, whack the entire year out. A lot of exposure, a lot of education, a lot of money got made. SPX, sticking with this. 46.31. Remember that number. 46.31 allows for the S&P to close plus 20% on the year. So keep that number in mind. On SPY, 461. Now that's a major move to the downside, and I'm not calling for it. All I'm saying is remember that number, because that number right there will be significant to close out the year, to put all the headlines that it is plus 20% on the year. Over on the spreads, what are we looking at here on +1, -1? You're not going to get +1, -1 today. 48.02, 47.07. Range is starting to expand a little bit. Volatility, it is fitting in there when you're trading zero DTE, but there is no volatility out there to be trading off. And then QQQ, again, same thing. 8 green weeks in a row. It is up 52% on the year. So let's look at that number. 268.65. 268.65 times 1.5. So 402.97. Closing QQQ above 402.97, 402.98 will allow to be able to say that the QQQ, the NASDAQ, was ended the year up 50% on the year. Again, keep it in mind, keep it in your back pocket, but keep this in your front pocket. And the front pocket money is what you use. You use the money that's in your front pocket. You use the money that's in your ashtray. You use the money that's in your little change purse. You don't go grabbing your fucking wallet or writing a check when you're playing these zero DTEs with only a couple hours left, knowing only takes a little to make a very big impact. You buy 3, you buy 5, you buy 2. You double your money, you take 1 off. Everything else is written there for free. It's very, very simple strategy. So onto the charts, very quick. Want you to be very well aware that you have an unfilled gap on SPY, 471, 468. You have an unfilled gap overnight on the VIX. Nothing to be alarmed about, but as long as we're above that 1339, it is something that we want to be paying very close attention to. Being above 1339, more importantly, being above 1410. Not be above that. All we're doing is treading water and flipping upside down, back and forth. SPX, nice moves. 80 points, 35, 36. Obviously, the moves up are pretty simple. 47.78 is right up there. Your unfilled gap down here, 47.08, 46.98. Pay close attention to it. Your 10-day moving averages are moving up. So therefore, that gap is a very, very, very big and important gap. 47.08, 46.98. QQQ, same thing. Here we are floating above that 408.71, 410. Very nice, decent resistance. However, look at this chart pattern however you want to. 403.08 fills your gap from back there on Wednesday as well. 403.08, 404.47. So take it light, take it easy, take it simple, and more importantly, smile, because you're one day closer to being the person that you always wanted to be. And I am so proud of those of you that completed the 250 push-up challenge. You started out a month ago, right at the beginning of the month, only doing 10 push-ups. Each day you increased it 10. Again, I know most of you, and I know most of your, age status. PJ posted in the room, 64 years old, doing 250 push-ups in a day. None of you have any excuses. None of you. I'm proud of each and every one of you, as a group, individually, more importantly, as a family. I'll see you guys in the chat room. Take it very, very, very light this week.